the fine aromas and textures of Japanese cuisine. Indeed, they take time to settle on the Indian palate that relies heavily on spices. Which is why we've seen it enter and exit all too soon in the past. Now again, we see an attempt at a comeback.
We Indians are now evolving in terms of our palates. We've traveled internationally, which gives us more exposure to international cuisines and Japanese cuisine as well.
Megu at the Leela in Delhi, wasabi by Morimoto at the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel in Mumbai. Perhaps the only ones to sustain in the ebb and flow of the Japanese tide. Now making a bid to join them is Yuka by Ting Yen, saying Konnichiwa on the 37th floor of the Palladium Hotel in the commercial capital. Our first impression, it's small.
Japanese has always been a little exclusive cuisine. It's very intricate. So because of that, I think Japanese cuisine restaurants are typically, between 30 and 50 seats. You can have a 100-seater, but the drawback it'll be full on weekends, and the weekdays are then going to be quiet.
The interiors though are impressive. The origami wall, the wooden logs and the reed wall behind the sushi bar. The cutlery is understated, invoking a delicate Japanese vibe. So I've secured myself this nice window table where the view outside is beautiful. But being a vegetarian, of course, as I scout through this menu, I'm looking for vegetarian options, which doesn't seem to be very difficult on this menu, which is very clearly divided between a variety of veg and non-veg options. And the chef, of course, has told me it's not going to be a disappointing experience. So he has suggested that I start off with the avocado tartare. This caught the moment it arrived at our table, a tribute to the artsy Japanese. Pieces of avocado and crisp carrot chips served on ice over a layer of corn dashi that arouses a sweet, salty, creamy flavor. And it tastes delicious. And the other vegetarian options followed, the tiger tiyamaki and the steamed tofu.
When we were creating the menu with Chef Ting, he was taken a little aback because his US restaurant probably has 2 dishes vegetarian on the menu. We have a large amount of veg clientele, so we've created a lot of veg options to break the myth that Japanese food is just not about seafood and raw seafood.
For meat lovers, there's the salmon on fire and a host of sushi options. But all put together isn't easy on the wallet.
When people come out to pay for Japanese in a Japanese restaurant, they're aware that they're going to be paying 30% more as versus eating in an Italian or an Indian restaurant. Even all over the world, when you have a Japanese meal, you're paying more versus any other meal.
Yes, given the raw materials, 95% of which is imported from Japan. Archana and her partner Radhika may be new to the restaurant business. Sizin is their first in Mumbai's Colaba. It replaces the popular Japanese restaurant Tetsuma that shut shop in 2012, which made way for Italian fine diner The Pier, that too down shutters. With Sizin now, the ladies are attempting to bring back Japanese to their clientele who only had wasabi at the Taj Mahal Palace next door as an option. Here, the ceiling, the walls, the sushi bar, the private lounge. Sizin has Japanese elements smattered all over. We fancy this, a Japanese chef guzzling sake as a funky geisha waves her clutch fan. On the menu, a wide variety of seafood, like the grilled and seasoned jumbo tiger prawn, the chef's signature. The hatsukoi or the first love roll, a salmon and avocado roll topped with tuna and garnished with caviar. There's sushi on fire to die for. No, that's its name. And there's the Candy Crush cocktail. Sizin is ideal for the health-conscious girlfriends to hang out at, especially those who don't mind the authenticity of the cuisine.
We are not catering to anyone in an Indian way. That's not Japanese. We've incorporated a few of the dishes which are a bit spicy because the Indian palate is spicy. Then we have the Japanese spice togarashi, which we put it on the table. So if anyone wants to add a little bit of spice, they can add that.
Well, in this quaint restaurant in Delhi, authentic Japanese does dare to draw Indian inspiration. N is located above Manish Malhotra's new studio in Mehrauli in Delhi. It's an old Haveli overlooking the Qutub Minar. The restaurant has multiple rooms, but we particularly like this terrace dining area, which gives you a beautiful view of this architectural wonder that finds its way onto your plate with this, the Qutub roll, Japanese in taste and Indian in inspiration. It does seem to be a good year for Japanese in the country, and just when you think the restaurant bubble is about to burst, it expands slightly more to accommodate yet another one. To that, we'd say itadakimasu.